Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Dhirare Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtati Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Pankaja Nabhaya Namo Pankaja Maline Namo Pankaja Netraya Namaste Pankajandre Omagyanatimirandasya Gyananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Mukam Karoti Vacharam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshkaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshakarini Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Yonta pravishya mama vachamimam prasuptan sanjivayata kila shakti dhara swadhamna anyam sahasracharana shavana pragavin pranamo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam kadanchana smrute yasmin duskaram sukaram bhavet vismrute viparitam sya Shri Chaitanya namamikam. Hare Krishna. This Mahagavi, Mahagavi. Thank you, Prabhus and Matajis, for coming today. Thank you, Anandya, Mataji, Radha, Prabhu, and Anandya, for hosting this program here. Very grateful to all of you. Today I'm going to share with you. So as we went to Hanuman, Sri Hanuman retreat. It was an overwhelming spiritual experience there. So while driving back, I was telling Anandya that let us discuss today evening about how we can experience the Lord. See, we all know theory. We come to ISKCON temple, we hear about chanting, we hear about hearing, right? We hear about all these powerful classes. But somewhere, many devotees feel inadequate. See, all our questions would be answered if we experience Krishna. All the doubts will vanish. See, the problem is we are not experiencing Krishna's presence in our lives. That's where the root of the problem is. Once you experience Krishna's love, then game over. Huh? There is no more problem. So how can we experience Krishna? So I'll share with you two realities. The sensual reality and the transcendental reality. There are two realities. And then we will discuss briefly, hopefully I'll have time, on how to build a bridge from the sensual world where we are living in to the transcendental world. Everybody clear? Two realities. The reality of sensual experiences and the reality of transcendental experiences, which is beyond senses. Okay? First, what is sensual experience? Means what we can experience with senses. Tongue, eyes, ears, like when we were coming from Hanuman temple, they gave us prasad, tamarind rice, we were eating it. We were experiencing it with the tongue. Ananya was saying, oh, there's some urad dal in this. And I was saying, oh, there is some kishmish in this. So we were tasting it for the senses. So we hear nice songs, melodious music, our ear gets a good feeling. We see something beautiful, our eyes are pleased. So we live in a world where sensual experiences are gathered every day, whole day. So this is the word we are familiar with. All of us are familiar with this word. Touch, eyes, nose, all this. Sensual experience. Now, welcome to ISKCON. When you hear classes here, you will hear about personalities who have experiences beyond the senses. There are some senses within. And there are spiritual senses which are even beyond those internal senses. And at that level they experience. I'll just share a few examples. And then we'll discuss how to make a bridge. Because we want to go there, right? Then we'll not have any problems. Like a simple example. I was telling Ananjay that, he was telling me that when this Hanuman statue was installed here, the Chinnajir Swami who came from South India, he fasted for 3 days and 3 nights without taking a drop of water, and he was still fresh and enthusiastic and met thousands and thousands of people and followers. So where was he getting his energy from? There is something beyond the senses. Like when the Ram Lala deity was inaugurated in Ayodhya earlier this year, the Prime Minister travelled to so many cities in India, South India, and for 11 days he didn't take any water, he fasted, he slept on the floor, but still he was active. He was doing his Prime Ministerial duties. That means he was drawing power from some other source. If you go deeper, even in our ordinary life, you can see that there are some internal senses. Like I was asking him in the car, and I close my ears and eyes now, I can hear some music which I heard long time ago, which is not playing now. He said, I can also hear some music right now. My favorite song. If you sometimes close your ears, like once I was going for a program in Mumbai, and my auto rickshaw stopped at the signal, and the auto rickshaw next to me was playing an old Bollywood song. Dil tadak tadak ke keh raha hai aabida tu humse na na na. I'm like, okay, Lata Mangeshkar, melodious, but I'm not supposed to hear it. But it's blaring right in my ears. How can I avoid it? So, no. And then fortunately the signal turned green and our vehicles parted ways. So I was gone. It was gone forever. Then I come to this program. Prabhuji offered garland, so they also offered garland. Hari Bol, Prabhuji, they all invited me. I sat on the Vyasasana prayerfully to begin the class. I closed my eyes. I'm supposed to sing Radha Madhav, but in my inner ears I'm hearing this. The song is playing. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be. Go away, Radha Madhav, come. I took a deep breath. I smiled at this. It's not my fault. It just, that's the way the senses are. But what I'm saying is, inner senses are there which can hear the music even when it is not played. When Krishna would go to the forest to herd the cows, the gopis would be in Vrindavan, and the gopis would hear Krishna's flute. Actually, Krishna was not playing the flute, but they would hear the flute sound as if Krishna is playing that. We all have that experience with the ears. When you close your eyes, you can see your beautiful favorite deity, Radha, Madan Mohan, Radha Govind. So the point is, they have inner eyes, inner ears. Similarly, there are spiritual eyes, spiritual ears, spiritual tongue. And when those senses are satisfied, this world doesn't influence us. And that's when we become spiritualized. So as we chant and hear and become purer, we want to reach that stage where this world doesn't affect us. You are experiencing Krishna. There are many examples, we don't have so much time, but to emphasize the point of building a bridge, to emphasize the point of making a journey from where we are right now to Krishna's world, we need to understand how that world is. I'll give a few examples. Have you heard of Madhavendra Puri? He's a great devotee in our tradition. He discovered the Gopalji deity, which we see in Srinathji, Udaipur. So when he discovered the deity, every day there was a Govardhan Annakut festival in Govardhan. Thousands of people would celebrate festival. And Madhavendra Puri would not eat anything. He was happy just serving Gopal and feeding devotees. In the night he would just take 1 cup of milk. He was completely satisfied. For 2 years this went on. He was just happy serving. Then Gopalji came in his dream and said, I want sandalwood, and then he went. That's another story. But the point is, where was he getting his strength from? His inner senses were satisfied. He was seeing Gopalji eat, he was feeling happy. We find it strange, right? If I have to be satisfied, I need to eat. But I'll tell you my own personal experience, it's counterintuitive. When I don't eat, I'm fresh. I don't know why. When I don't eat food, I'm generally heavy. When I eat, I'm like, oh. So there is something, that problem is material world. I think age also. Whatever it is. But the point is, Madhavendra Puri was getting a lot of strength. A lot of energy is pleasing Krishna. That means his inner senses were nourished. There are many stories like this. Have you heard of Raghunath Das Goswami? He was one of our 6 main principal Goswamis. He would take 3 drops of buttermilk once in 3 days. And he had no problems, no health problems. And one day, his assistant was thinking, oh, my guru is always drinking only once in 3 days a few drops of buttermilk. So let me give him buttermilk in a bigger cup, leaf cup. So he got bigger leaves from one more village. I forget the name of the village. It was Chandravali's village. Chandravali is the rival of Radharani. So we, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, ISKCON devotees, Raghunath Das Goswami's followers, we are all in Radharani's camp. And Chandravali is a competitor of Radharani, so we don't like her. I mean, she's dear to Krishna, we like her, we worship her. But the point is, the mood, the rasa is, like we are in India, BJP Congress, 2 different parties. So Radharani camp is different, Chandravali's camp is different. So we are Radharani's camp. We want Radharani to be with Krishna. We don't want Chandravali to be with Krishna. That's like the mood. So Raghunath Das Goswami, his servant is thinking, my guru is drinking only 3 drops of buttermilk, so let me give him buttermilk in a bigger cup. So that whenever he takes, he gets a little more. So when Raghunath Das Goswami took that buttermilk, he said, oh, these are different cups. Hey, this is a different leaf cup you brought. Where did you get these leaves from? So the servant said the name of the village. I forget the name now. So, for what? He got angry, Raghunath Das Goswami, because that is the village of Chandravali. So thinking of her, he got angry and he threw that buttermilk away. But I won't drink anything from that village. And he fasted for the next 3 days. So now this is like, sounds materially strange. But he was in another dimension. He could live without food and water. His life was in a different dimension. In the Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami gives the story of the South Indian Brahmin who offered sweet rice to Krishna in his dream, in his meditation. He was cooking the sweet rice for hours. Now look at his internal senses. I'm cooking sweet rice and he's so totally focused. And then he offered that sweet rice to Krishna. But he wanted to check the temperature if it was too hot. So he touched it and his finger got, it's all happening in the meditation, his finger got burnt. And when he opened his eyes, his actual fingers were also burnt. That was the power of his meditation. These are some examples. One last example I will give of spiritualized senses. Have you heard of Srinivas Acharya? He is one of the very, very popular followers of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. he had a disciple called Ramchandra Kaviraj. So Srinivasacharya is Guna Manjari and Ramchandra Kaviraj is Karuna Manjari in the spiritual world. They are assisting the Radharani and the Sakhis in the spiritual dimension. So in this world, Srinivasacharya one day entered into meditation like this. 3 days passed, he was like this statue. He didn't come out of the meditation and his wives got scared. What has happened to our husband? He's like, they thought he'll die because he's just like a statue. How to bring him back to external consciousness? So they panicked. They went to Ramchandra Kaviraj and they said, your guru is going to die. Our husband is going to die. Do something. So Ramchandra Kaviraj came. He saw his guru like this. He understood something transcendental is happening. So he sat next to him. He also entered meditation. And then he realized in his meditation that his guru Srinivasacharya, who is Guna Manjari, he is in Kusum Sarovar in Vrindavan. Radharani and her gopis are playing in the Kusum Sarovar water. And Radharani is Nathani, the nose ring has fallen and is misplaced, and all the Sakhis are searching for it. And my guru, who is Guna Manjari, is assisting Lalita Sakhi. He who is in the spiritual realm, a Manjari, a gopi, is assisting the gopis and searching for the last 2 days, 3 days. The Nathani, and that Nathani is Radharani's favorite. And they are not finding the ring as yet. That's why Srinivasacharya in the external world is still in the meditation. So Ramchandra Kaviraj could understand this when he entered meditation, sat for meditation next to him. So what did Ramchandra Kaviraj do? He entered his form as Karuna Manjari and he's joined Guna Manjari in searching for the Nathani. And then he spent a few hours, both of them were searching in Kusum Sarovar. Then he found that Nathani. Then he gave it to Guna Manjari, Karuna Manjari, Guna Manjari, one of them. And she gave it to Lalita Sakhi, who gave it to Radharani, and Radharani put it on her nose, and she came out of the waters, and all the gopis were happy, and they decorated Radharani, and Radharani went to meet Krishna. And then Karuna Manjari and Guna Manjari came back, their pastime was over. So then Srinivasacharya opened his eyes, and Ramchandra Kaviraj opened his eyes, and they looked at each other, and they smiled, they knew what had happened. Now others were all shocked, but they were happy. And after 3 days, he has come back to external consciousness. But what had transpired in the inner world, nobody knew. Okay, I will not go into more. There are many pastimes like this. What does all this indicate? That there is another dimension of reality which we are not aware of. Those who live in that dimension, they are not affected by what is happening in this world. They will be in this world, they carry out the duties of this world, but they will be with Krishna. Unfortunately, we are living in the world of sensual experiences. There is sensual experience and there is transcendental experience. How do we build the bridge? The scriptures say, we can reach that stage if we practice. In the scriptures, it is mentioned there are 3 things the scriptures give us. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught this to Sanatana Goswami. Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. Sambandha means our relationship with Krishna. So when you are coming for classes like this, you are hearing about Krishna. So Sambandha Gyan is what you are getting. And Prayojana is the process of reviving that relationship. And Prayojana is a mature fruit of an attempt to revive that relationship. And that fruit is love of Krishna, or this transcendental dimensional existence. So Sambandha Gyan, devotees will give you, the scriptures will give you. Prayojana, Krishna will give you, love of Krishna. Abhideya is your gift, your attempt, your sincerity, your dedication, your steadfastness, your consistency. That is Abhideya. Abhideya is the process that you follow. Abhideya basically means 2 things. Sadhana and Seva. Your spiritual practice, what you are doing right now, hearing, chanting, and second, Seva, service. When we lead a life centered on service and hearing and chanting consistently, that's when we crack the code. Many of us don't want discipline. We just want spiritual experiences without the hard work. So when devotees chant 16 rounds or when they consistently do deity worship, it's not fanaticism. It's not that they're crazy, they're ritualistic. Those who know the process, they will do it sincerely because this is Abhideya. This is the way we go there. This is faith. Sometimes people say, I have faith in Krishna, but I can't chant. Oh, chanting is, I don't like it. I don't like all this hearing Bhagavatam classes or deity worship. But I have faith in Krishna. Well, if you have faith in Krishna, faith is not abstract feeling. Faith is translated by spiritual practice and service. Abhideya is the translation of faith. Do you get it? What I am saying? And this requires faith. This is faith. And this is not blind faith, it is reasonable faith. You see a doctor, and the doctor has cured so many people, and there's so many people. So you have faith in the doctor, and then you can't say, doctor, first you cure me, then I take the pills that you prescribe. You have to take the pills first. Or you can't say, I have faith in the doctor, but I won't take his prescription. That means there is some doubt. We take the prescription, we have reasonable faith. And then everything will manifest. And this is needed. Abhideya. Practice the process consistently, every day, with dedication. You may say, okay, I have been practicing for the last 20 years, Prabhuji, but still I don't experience Krishna. When will I experience? Can you give me a timeline? Can you give me a roadmap? Well, it's very personal. Srila Prabhupada in one lecture I was hearing, he says, you will realize if you consistently practice. The test is one day you will feel you are the happiest person in the world. You will feel there is nobody more happy than me. Actually, there is a verse in the Bhagavatam which confirms this. Bhakti pareshanubhava viraktir anyatra chaisatrika eka kala prapadyamanasya tashnatasyus tushti pushtikshud apayo nughasam. The Navayogendras are instructing Maharaj Nimi. So one of the Navayogendras, Hari, is telling him that spiritual experience is what? Three things will happen. Bhakti, devotion to Krishna. Para Isha Anubhava, which means experiencing Krishna's presence in your life. And Virakti, detachment from matter. Because we all need to eventually reach a stage of detachment. Because the people you are attached to most, they will give you pain. Attachment brings suffering. You can't artificially give up. But these three things will happen. Bhakti, Pareshanubhava, Para Isha Anubhava. Pareshanubhava. Some people think it's Pareshanubhava. अरे परेशान हो गया हम भक्ति करके परेशानी की बात नहीं हो रही है पर ईशा अनुभव भक्ति परेशानुभवो विरक्ति these three things अन्यत्र चैसा त्रिक एक काला तीनों एक साथ हो जाएगा all three will happen automatically and many other benefits you will get if you practice abhideya if you practice every day chanting hearing deity worship consistently take out exclusive time for devotional service how will it happen. It is an example. Prapadyamanasya yadashnatasyus. As you start eating food, ashnata means food. As you start eating food, what happens? Bhakti pareshan bhavo virakti anyatra chaisa trika eka kala. Prapadyamanasya yadashnatasyus. When you start eating food, what happens? Tushti, pushti, shud, apayo, nughasam. Tushti. At a certain point of time when you're eating, you feel satisfied, right? Satisfied. Pushti, nourishment. Shud, apayo, mitigation of hunger. Anughasam. As you start taking each morsel inside, three things automatically happen. You don't have to. It's not that after eating 4 chapatis you start feeling satisfied. After drinking 2 balls of dal, you will feel nourished, and after eating 1 cup of rice, you will feel your hunger getting mitigated. There is no quantitative rule. It happens automatically. Tushti, pushti, kshudapayo. Right? As you eat food, you automatically know that I am satisfied, I am nourished, my hunger is gone. Similarly, when we start chanting Abhideya, when we practice, which means discipline, chanting, hearing, consistently, steadfast, then you will feel I am satisfied. Then the questions are, we ask questions, but not really in a mood of, it's not that we are miserable that we ask questions. It's to enhance the discussion we may ask, but we are satisfied. The answers are, like we are satisfied in our relationship with Krishna. Therefore, scriptures invite us, come on. So you may say, how do I experience all this? Where do I begin? The next verse says, I'll end with this, then you can have some questions. Evam vritasva priyanama kirtya jata nurago dhruta chitta ucche asat atoro ditirauti gayat unmadavan nrityati loka bhai. This is a beautiful verse. It says, you want to experience Krishna, you want to reach the transcendental senses stage, you want to feel all that spiritual things that are spoken about in scriptures, then vritasva, take a vow. Evam vritasva priyanama kirte, start chanting Hare Krishna every day with some vow. 4 rounds, 8 rounds, 16 rounds. Do some disciplined spiritual practice. Okay, if not chanting, do something as a discipline. Steadfast. Abhideya means disciplined process. Evam vritasva priyanama kirte. What will happen? Jata nurago dhruta chitta ucche. Your heart will become soft. Your heart will become soft, soft, soft like butter. And Krishna with butter teeth will come and steal that heart. And then what will happen? Asat atoro ditirauti gayat. While chanting, suddenly you start laughing one day. You start crying. You will feel emotions for Krishna. Those are transcendental emotions. Unmadavan nrityati loka bhai. Then you won't be bothered about what the world is saying. Right now we are always having approval-seeking behavior. Oh, that devotee doesn't like me. Oh, she spoke like that about me. He is like this. We are not connected with Krishna, so we get too much affected by what the people around us are saying. But loka bhai, we won't care about what the world is telling us when we are connected with Krishna. And all that journey happens with abhideya, a regulated process of chanting, hearing, consistently practicing every day. So to summarize what we have spoken today, we spoke about 2 worlds. The world where we experience emotions based on our senses, and then the world of transcendental experiences where the emotions are spiritual. So we want to make a journey from material to spiritual emotions. And that journey begins with abhideya, sambandha, abhideya and prayojana. Abhideya means the process of what? Abhideya means 2 things. What are the 2 things? Sadhana and seva. When you do it consistently, steadfast, then one day we reach a stage where we will experience Krishna, and the example is given of food. Just like when we eat food, 3 things happen without our analysis. What is that? Pushti, pushti, shuddhapayo. Nourishment, satisfaction and mitigation of hunger. Similarly, when we chant, when we practice bhakti with systematic vows, all these things will eventually manifest. 3 things: bhakti, para, isha, anubhava, and detachment. So we invite all of you to take up to Krishna consciousness seriously and enter this world where emotional fulfillment in bhakti is waiting for you. And let us admit, all of us are emotional beings. We may say, no Prabhu, we are human beings, we are rational beings, we are logical beings. Well, sorry to disappoint you, human beings are not rational beings, they are emotional beings. They have rationality, but that is only tip of the iceberg, 1%. 99% below is emotions. And that 1% rationality we have, we use it for justifying our emotions only. Our rationality is used for emotions. So basically we are emotional beings, right? So, because we are emotional beings and our emotions are invested on matter, temporary things, and these temporary things will get destroyed, so our emotions get fluctuated and we get miserable. Because Gita says, sansparshada bhoga dukkha yone evate. When senses contact sense objects, some sparshaja, जहाँ पे स्पर्श होता है इंद्रियों का विषय वस्तुओं के साथ, दुख योनया एवते. आदि अंतवंत कौनते या एक कुंती के पुत्र, इसका आदि और अंत है. Anything that is beginning and end will give you misery. Nateshu ramate buddha. So don't get carried away by this. Seek spiritual emotions. And these spiritual emotions are mentioned in the 9th chapter, which is the most confidential knowledge. The chapter of 9th chapter is called most confidential. Krishna begins that chapter by saying, Idam tate guhyatamam pravakshamana suyave. Hey Arjun, I am going to tell you guhyatamam. Guhya means secret. Guhyatara means more secret. Guhyatamam means most secret. I am going to tell you the most confidential knowledge of the world of spiritual emotions. Be attentive. Practice the process. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. This is the king of all knowledge. Practice bhakti. So Sukham, you'll be really happy. You'll feel emotionally fulfilled. And we are all seeking emotional fulfillment. So let us come to Krishna. Sincerely chant every day. Invest our emotions. Then detachment, satisfaction, experience of Krishna. Everything will slowly happen. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we can have some discussion on this, some comments or questions. Yes, Paul.
Vuji, thank you for a very eye-opening and beautiful class. Personally, for me, being disciplined and staying to the vows, it's always a challenge because of the fact that being in the material world, I'm drawn into many responsibilities.
Yes.
As a father, at work, at so many other things, responsibilities as a child to our parents.
As a son, as a father, as a husband, as a manager, as a devotee manager.
So I always feel that I feel short of
Time.
Not time, but I think being disciplined.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to do this at this time, but no, something else comes up and takes up. And my vows sometimes, if I want to finish my chanting in the morning, it doesn't happen. 4 rounds get in the evening. So, and then your beautiful example of building that bridge from the sensual experience to the transcendental experience. I think unless we get perfectly, if we're able to just get your discipline bottom line, your service and seva, you won't get there. So how do we work on this?
Thank you, Prabhu. I think you have echoed the sentiments of every Grihastha, because Grihasthas go through this challenge of balance because they have many responsibilities. I'm glad you asked this question because when I talked about discipline, it's not only the discipline that is part of discipline. The aspiration is also part of the discipline because there are many factors not in our control. If you are a father and if your daughter is very sick, then your bhakti discipline goes for a toss. So that time when you remember Krishna and say, Krishna, I love you, but you have given me my daughter. This is your gift. So Krishna, right now I'm not able to complete my rounds before this time, or whatever particular vow you have taken. But remembering Krishna, you do the needful on the duties that you have been given. Krishna sees the sincerity there and he arranges you to come back to your vows very soon. Because Krishna is not a sadist who is waiting for you to break the law or vow. He's not waiting with the paper and pen to see how you slip on your vows. Now he's making a mistake. Catch it. Throw it into the hell. Krishna is the all compassionate Lord. He is just waiting to see your sincerity. See, inability to do something, remember this. Inability to do something is not a sign of insincerity. Inability is not a sign of insincerity. You are talking about inability, right? That is not insincerity. Bhishma was lying on a bed of arrows. Srila Prabhupada writes there that he couldn't do the duties of guest reception and hospitality when Pandavas came to see him. But he offered sweet words and he offered them a place to sit. So Srila Prabhupada says in that purport that good manners is what is needed for devotees. Just kindness. So I understand devotees have challenges in their grihastha life. Now, having said this, I must also say that discipline doesn't mean you make extraordinary, unrealistic vows. do what is realistically possible. Our problem is we make vows which are impossible to follow. And then we not only can't follow them, then we become guilty for not following them. And then bhakti, which is supposed to be a happy experience, becomes a burden. You already have enough burdens, obligations, right? There are a lot of social obligations, family obligations. And you come because you're choked up in those obligations, you're stressed. You came to Hare Krishna hoping you get some relief and relaxation. And the Hare Krishna practices now give you additional burden. So the materialistic people are better off. They have only materialistic burden. You have materialistic burden also and the bhakti obligation burden also. And you are like, the weight is overwhelming and you are like, then you need Netflix for relief. That's how devotee is getting into bad habits. Devotee is getting into spending inordinate amount of time on things that they shouldn't be spending time on. Because where do they go for relief? They came to Hare Krishna looking for relief, and here they are like, oh, I have to do this, I have to get up for Mangalarti, I have to go for Japa, I have to relax. But you take vows which are realistic. Huh? That's what I would like to say.
Thank you.
Okay, does it address?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yes, Madhuri. Hare Krishna.
In continuation to what Prabhu said and you said, most of the time we try to do Prabhu, but it's like in bouncing ball. It goes up, it goes down. So I don't know. We get into as you said, guilty. We get into lot of setbacks. So how to overcome and how to be on that track.
See, on the track and balance, problem happens because of a wrong understanding of balance. We think balance means somebody who has a halo around his head and is always equipoised, who is leading like. The question is, she's saying there are so many setbacks, so many challenges, and so many upheavals that come like a cyclone and they keep coming up and down that we can't lead a balanced life, we can't lead a peaceful life, bhakti. So how do we remain stable and balanced? That's her question. So my point is that we suffer more because of our wrong idea of balance. We think balance means like Hanumanji's statue. Okay, now let me share something very important. Balance is not that. You know what is balance really in life? You know who is leading a balanced life? Not somebody who says, my life is sorted every day, I know what time to get up, what time to do things. Man, every hour is planned, everything is perfect. I'm cool. He is not actually balanced because time is more powerful than your balanced life. Time will come and throw off your schedule. Time is, वक्त जब आंखें फेर लेता है तो शेर को भी कुत्ता घेर लेता है. I don't know how to translate this in English. And time is very powerful. Time can make upheavals which the best of the managers can't manage. So the point is, balanced life is not when you are like leading a utopian, so-called cool life, sorted life. No, balance is imbalanced life. But you come back on track. It's like, have you seen this tightrope walk in India? In circles, There's this girl or a boy, they have a long stick. They're standing on a rope and they have to cross the other end. And they're walking. You have seen them walk? How they walk? They're like, this girl is falling on her right and then she will come on her left. And then when she's going too much on the left, she will balance, she will come on the right. Have you seen this?
Yes.
But the whole time she's going ahead. She's slowly going ahead, but she's tilting towards side. But she reaches the end. That's how devotees lead a balanced life. 3 days, Janmashtami festival, Kirtan festival, too much on this side. Oh, family neglected. Oh, come on. Then come back to family for a few days. Then family, then job, then but the whole idea is you're going forward. You're not stuck. You're going forward. You're remembering Krishna. And at the end of your life, you'll see you've reached the last. You've reached the corner. Our problem is we are making our journey miserable because we are thinking I have to be peaceful every day. I have to be shanti. No. In love, there is no shanti. Love is dynamic emotion. Love is anxiety. Those who are in love, they are not peaceful. Those who are peaceful, they're not in love. So it's okay, Mataji. Sometimes, we'll be miserable. So you call up a friend. Call me, call your friends, call devotees. Then they'll lend a shoulder. And then again come back on this side. Continue going forward. And when you're dying, you'll be like, after a few years when you're dying, you'll be like, wow, life was worth it. I did my duties well. I did temple seva, I took care of my children. I tell you, one of our Matajis in our congregation, Kirtida Mataji, she was not a sannyasi or guru. She didn't have many thousands of followers. She was a simple mother, grandmother, daughter, wife. She would ask sometimes funny questions in the Bhagavatam classes, very profound questions also. Excellent counselor, took care of so, and her children, both children are highly qualified, and she has many grandchildren. Excellent life she's led. And how did she die? I mean, she's not a sannyasi, she's not well known. But she's like, she's lying on the bed. Her guru comes and meets her, and guru gives her blessing, then he leaves. And after a few hours, she calls her kids, her grandchildren. Oh, I think it's time to go. She's cancer for many months. She's lying on the bed and like, I think it's time to go. Give me a beat back. It's there. Give me. Okay, all of you, please don't fight. Stay happy, cooperate, okay? I think I'm going now. Be happy, huh? Remember Krishna. Hare Krishna. And then she leaves the world. Oh, what a way to die. I mean, it's like big sannyasi don't get this opulence of leaving the world like this, blessing everyone, meeting the guru, remembering Krishna. Because she lived a life in harmony with her nature, with her psychophysical nature. She was a mother, so she had her attachment. So she did what she needs to do. And she did in her own way, she balanced her life. So life won't be a balanced life. Life would be chaotic. We have to find peace amidst chaos. And that's not an utopian, feel good. No, it's going to be a mess. So enjoy the mess. Don't look for some peace. Is that okay? Yes. Yes, Kantaji, I see one hand here. And Mihika, what's her name? After that.
Prabhu, how much is it important to have the sensual experience to experience the transcendental experience? For me, like whenever I hear some pastimes, especially recently I heard where Hanuman was hugged by Lord Rama, and that feeling of getting a hug from Lord Rama was like wonderful. Yeah. So just to even imagine, for me, I feel like I imagine certain things, like even when I'm going through some tough time, I imagine I'm holding the feet, or I hug to the picture of Krishna or something like that. So how much is it important to, is it okay to imagine or long for that?
Yeah. It is already sensual, but it is because it is filled with remembrance of Krishna, it is bona fide. Remembrance of Krishna is the key. All the rules and regulations that you practice in bhakti, the essence is to remember Krishna. Like in food, there has to be salt. In all the meditation practices that you do, there has to be remembrance of Krishna. And the more you remember Krishna, see what happens, sometimes people say this is not reality. I say, forget if it is real or not real. You are perceiving it. Your perception is your reality for you. So great, celebrate that. Others may not perceive it to be real. Because you're talking about Hanuman, I want to tell one story because I also saw Hanuman Deity today. I was repeatedly remembering an incident that happened during Ram Navami in our temple. Okay, this is a life-changing incident in my life. I want to share with you. All of you know what happened in Ramayana when Hanuman came back with the news of Mother Sita. Lord Ram said, you want any blessing? And what blessing did Hanuman ask for? My dear Lord, wherever your pastimes are narrated, let me get an opportunity to attend. So this year, Ram Navami festival in our Chapati temple, the festival class was given by our temple president Radha Gopinath Puri. He spoke on Sundarkand of Ramayana. And after he spoke, it all got over late at night, 11 in the night. And a few hours later, it has never happened in our temple. Last 35 years, people are staying there, South Bombay. A a giant monkey comes down the terrace of the ashram, comes down the steps, comes to the third floor where I am sitting. And I didn't realize it would be Hanuman. I just thought a monkey. Monkey? Bandar ke aisi ki taisi. And I thought bandar. I picked up my chappal to beat the monkey. And I was shocked. How can a monkey come? Never seen before. And the monkey looks at me completely unfazed, not at all threatened by me. And giant monkey. He comes down coolly, ignores me, walks straight ahead. There's a pantry, there are so many rooms. He ignores everybody, walks straight and stops and turns right. And right is Radha Gopinath Prabhu's room. And Radha Gopinath Prabhu, myself, at this time of the day, early morning, 4 o'clock, we're all generally down in the temple for chanting. But by coincidence, all of us were there. And Radha Gopinath Prabhu's room was open and he was inside the room. And the monkey, instead of going straight to the pantry where so many foods are kept, he stops right outside his room, turns right to Radha Gopinath Prabhu, waves at him. Sometimes I exaggerate in my classes by saying the monkey gave a thumbs up sign. But monkey didn't do that. But he waved. The monkey waved at Radha Gopinath Prabhu. And then he turned back. And when he turned back, I had my chappals in my hand. And that's when the light bulb, I realized, oh, ye to Hanuman ji hai. I threw the chappal and the monkey came close to me, hit my calf muscles, as if to say, chill and relax. And the monkey again climbed the steps, went to the terrace and disappeared. And that's when I realized, Hanuman ji. So I ran to Radha Gopinath's room. I told him, Prabhu, Hanuman ji came. You spoke on Hanuman and Hanuman came to thank you. And immediately he became defensive because he's very humble. He said, no, Hanuman ji cannot come. Oh, this monkey has come from governor's bungalow. I said, Prabhu, since when are you staying here? He said, 1988. I said, since 1988, how many times has any monkey come from the governor's bungalow? Tell me. He said, 0. Then I gave 10 logical reasons to prove to him that it is not an ordinary monkey and this is Hanuman. The second logical reason, there is a net put in the terrace. No bird or animal can ever enter the ashram terrace because there is a big net. So where did this monkey come from? Third, why did the monkey come here? Why did he not go anywhere else? Fourth, why did he come only after the class? Why did he come before? And he will never come again for sure. Fifth, why did the monkey stop outside your room? Why did he go ahead? Like that, I gave 10 logical reasons. He didn't have an answer. And then I am a lot more BBC. I started spreading the news. Hanuman ji has come, Hanuman ji has come. And it became big news. And now you may say, Prabhuji, this is a coincidence. But I am telling you 10 logical reasons why this cannot be an ordinary monkey. Now, whether it is still an ordinary monkey, let us say. But I am answering your question. My perception of reality, because I saw it as Hanuman ji coming, look at what happened to me. Next morning, I went to the temple for darshan. We have Hanuman ji deity there. I looked at Hanuman ji deity and suddenly, every day I say Hanuman ji deity for the last 25 years, but today I saw it differently. I am here, Hanuman ji. I have come. Suddenly I became conscious of Hanuman. And after that, every day when I say Hanuman ji, I am like, I am here. It's as if I know Hanuman ji is there. And anyway, I like Ramayana more than Bhagavatam. I read Ramayana more. So now when I read Ramayana, I'm like, Hanuman. Hanuman is always attractive. And now Hanuman ji became more attractive. And the best part is, Radha Gopinath and myself, they are in the same management committee. And we have serious altercations and differences of opinion many times. So sometimes when we have an argument, like last Saturday we had a big meeting and I was getting angry. And suddenly I remembered, इनसे पंगा मत लो यार, हनुमान जी के साथ. He is very dear to Hanuman. Don't fight with him. So what happens? The appreciation for devotees who are dear to Hanuman also increases. Now, whether it is Hanuman or not Hanuman, that monkey, that's a detail. But your perception of reality, you are imagining the Lord, so to speak, you are embracing it. That reality is for you. As long as you have the culture of hearing, chanting, discipline. As long as it's not speculation. What I did was not speculation. I had the Ramayana verse to prove. I had logic to prove my stance. And to get confirmation, I went and told my Guru Maharaj also. My Guru Maharaj came to Bombay. I told him, Maharaj, I'll tell you something. One monkey came. I wanted him to say it was Hanuman. I said, Maharaj, like this. I told him the whole story, 10 logical reasons. And Maharaj, my Guru Maharaj heard so attentively. He said, wow, I am here since 1986. I have never seen a monkey. And I said, Maharaj, so it is confirmed it is Hanumanji. So Maharaj kept saying yes and nodding his head, but he never said Hanuman from his mouth. But I wanted him to say it was Hanuman. But he didn't say, he just said, wow, Radha Gopinath Prabhu is so special. The Lord is so kind, the Lord is reciprocating. He is such a divine soul. Maharaj is so happy to see that his disciple Hanumanji reciprocated. And I kept saying, Maharaj, so Hanumanji is so merciful. Maharaj said, yes, the Lord is so merciful. And I'm like, so in the end, Maharaj was very happy that I told him the whole story. Maharaj thanked, Maharaj said, Lord is merciful, Ramayan, Jai. Like that, he was very happy. I said, Maharaj, it was Hanumanji, And Maharaj looked at me and said, and then he smiled. He had a naughty, mischievous smile. But Guru Maharaj can be very funny. He started laughing. He said, put fire on his tail, you will know whether it was Hanuman. So the point is, enjoy life, enjoy bhakti. If you see Krishna everywhere, whether the world says you are mad, you are fool, but your life will be blissful. Now some people are saying, Radha Gopinath Prabhu generally used to accuse me of lying. You exaggerate. But this one incident Krishna arranged, there are 4 eyewitnesses. Myself, Baldev Prabhu, Gaura Bharan Prabhu and Radha Gopinath Prabhu himself. Now Radha Gopinath Prabhu is trapped. He can never tell the world that I lied. Because he saw it. So I told him, Prabhu, because you defamed me, saying that I exaggerate, so Hanumanji came to humble you. And to tell you that you are dear to him, you cannot hide your glories. So then Radha Gopinath Prabhu became humble. He said, he actually felt happy. He told me once, I felt happy, I felt Lord reciprocated. Because he gave very intense class on Hanumanji. And just imagine 3 years later, a giant monkey comes and waves. He knows the Lord is kind. He is happy, but he is humble. He will not say that Hanumanji will come for him. But I am so happy to see that. So what happens in the end, whether it's true or false? Look at my consciousness. I don't care whether you think I am sentimental or fool. But I am happy remembering Hanuman. We have to encourage people to have their own experiences in Krishna consciousness. We can't straitjacket them into, you're not saying 16 rounds, you are fallen. You're not doing this, you're not a devotee. No, you can be a devotee without doing what I am doing. You don't have to wear a saffron and shika and all that. You can be your own. You can love Krishna the way. So you can do what you are doing, Mother. Don't squelch your natural attraction for the Lord. So I like Ramayana. If you like Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya will reciprocate with you. In February 2015, devotees were doing Harinam Sankirtan in Panchatattva building. February 15, 2015, it was a historical day in Mayapur. The Panchatattva suddenly started crying, tears. And somebody said it is some scientific reason they gave. It is, hydration, something they said. So then Prabhu said, Krishna can come through pillar like Narsimha, Krishna can come through, why can't Krishna come through tears? Krishna can come like this. Maybe it is hydration, but so the point is ultimately it's your consciousness. Yeah, okay? Sorry, I kept you waiting, Nika. Yes.
So, thank you very much for your eye-opening class. So my question is how can we remember Krishna as the first person to approach, as whenever we have a problem, we approach Krishna later than other families and friends?
Sorry, I didn't get the part. I'm sorry, I missed it. Krishna, how do we?
How can we remember Krishna as our first person to approach, as whenever we have a problem, we approach family and friends first and then Krishna?
Okay, that's okay. See, family and friends have been given to us by Krishna. By approaching them, you are not avoiding Krishna. But the answer is not complete. But first understand this. Your family and friends are given to you by Krishna. You are a very lucky girl, you know that? Why? Because you are the best parents. So parents are a gift of Krishna. So if you approach them when you are in trouble, you are approaching Krishna. Having said that, I must also clarify, it is better to approach Krishna second than not to approach him at all. Instead of saying, Prabhu, I approach family and friends first, then I approach Krishna. But at least you approach Krishna, right? Yeah, Krishna is second, right? Better Krishna is second than Krishna is nobody. So it's okay. It's okay to approach friends and family first. But don't forget Krishna. Come to Krishna and say, Krishna, thank you, you gave me friends, you gave me family for guiding me. Thank you. But sometimes what happens, for some people, family can be stressful. Family cannot be able to help. There are some situations where nobody can help. At such times, Krishna will automatically become first. You don't worry about it. Don't worry that Krishna is second and family is first. Krishna knows how to come first. Krishna will push you. And Krishna will bring you on your knees. And he will say, Krishna, nobody can help me now. Like, for me, when I joined the ashram, I had left a very comfortable home. Very loving family. Big cousins, brothers, sisters. My father had 8 brothers. So many, always social fun, And when I joined the ashram, I had a big ashram, so many loving brahmachari friends. I thought I just shifted my family. That's all. I was happy. I was thinking, any problem, I would not go to Krishna first. I would go to the brahmachari friends and they would help me. But how Krishna was second always. But Krishna knows how to come first. Because then a situation came in my life where none of the brahmacharis could help me. They said, Prabhu, you can do this also, you can do this also. But you decide. I needed help. I needed somebody to hold my hand and pull me out of the ditch that I was falling in. I was really suffering. They had the best intentions, but they couldn't help. You understand? They were nice, but they couldn't help. So what I had to do? I had to call out to Krishna. Like Gajendra called out. Yonta sarasuru balena grihitartha. Gajendra picked up a lotus. Drishtva garutmati harim kaupata chakram. Utchitya sambhujakaram giramaha krichram. Narayana akhila guru bhagavan namaste. Gajendra said, Krishna, I am yours. Surrender. Krishna, I love you. Krishna will make you say that. And then you will feel love for your brahmachari friends also, for your family also, and you will get love from Krishna also. That will happen. But don't artificially try to make Krishna first. And don't struggle with this. Krishna is second, my family is first. No, Krishna is second, that's a big deal. And family is given by Krishna. But life is very complicated. It's not so simple. As you get older, you will realize that your family also can't help you sometimes. Nobody can help you. I'll come to you, I'll just come to you. Is that okay? See, there are 3 stages: sense gratification, struggle, and surrender. Generally, we live in the world of sense gratification and struggle. And when struggle becomes tiring, we go to sense gratification. To maintain our sense gratification, we struggle. Struggle, and gratification. But if you keep coming back to Krishna, one day Krishna will make you enter the 3rd space. Krishna, I surrender. Krishna, I love you. Krishna, how can I please you? Yes, Prabhu.
Regarding this Mataji's point, that the direct sense perception and the imagination and perceiving and that which appears to a consciousness, and we assume that it is true, the body does not differentiate between what is real perception and imagination. The body still feels the thing. That's body still the body does not differentiate between what is direct perception and what is imagination.
Yeah.
So that way, that is also a very valid way of going from.
Yeah, it is. But I clarified very important point. See, you have to have a culture of hearing scriptures. Otherwise, there was one Raman Raghav in Mumbai. He went around killing people at Dadar railway station every night with a big stone. He killed around 15 people over a period of 3 months. When he was finally arrested by the police, he quoted Bhagavad Gita verses. He said, Krishna inspired me to kill him. So mind can cheat us. Therefore, we need to hear in a satsang like this. We need to read scriptures. But he's right. The body can't differentiate. Because we all are suffering from what is called as emotional addiction. We have emotional addiction, do you know that? Like, first time you became angry with someone. You became angry with someone for some reason. Your body became very uncomfortable because of that, because of the hormones released by the brain. Like, somebody who's smoking cigarette first time is very uncomfortable. Very struggles. But after some time they become addicted to cigarettes, you know that? All the cigarette addicts initially were not comfortable smoking cigarettes. Similarly, when you are angry or when you are depressed or when you are sad first time because of some genuine reason, the brain released some chemicals and those chemicals created certain situation in the body and the body was uncomfortable. But when this incident happened a few times, then the body became comfortable with those hormones. And then there is a feedback loop mechanism. The body starts sending signals to the brain saying that give me that hormone, give me that chemical of sadness. And the brain is saying, there's no reason to be sad. The body says, no, discover some excuse. I want to be sad. I want that hormone, I want that chemical. And then the brain produces. That's how we get addicted to certain emotional states. Are you seeing people who get angry for no reason? And you're thinking, why is he getting angry? Sometimes you meet people who are generally sad and you're thinking, they don't need to be sad, they have everything in life. That is because they're addicted. Their mind is trapped, the brain is trapped in that cycle. Therefore, it is important for us to consciously create new neural pathways in the brain, new circuit settings, where we have positive affirmations, where we see Krishna in everything. That's why I encourage you to imagine that you're holding Lord's lotus feet and things like that, because that will create new circuits, new situations. We are used to walking the same path in our garden, in the brain garden. We don't know that there are other exciting paths also that we can discover. So therefore, we should hear scriptures, imagine Hanuman. Now this statue, I was actually very exhausted. I was telling Prabhu, I want to take rest for 1 hour. Then he said, would you like to go and see this Hanuman statue? My son can drive you. And when I heard this, I said, great chance to go and give a report to Hanumanji and say thank you. So I came back refreshed and saw 90 feet tall Hanumanji. I'm like blown away by that, It's like such a beautiful experience. So we should look out for such opportunities where we can create. So what happens when you have an everyday practice of expressing gratitude, appreciation, love, affection, then your body starts getting addicted to positive emotions. Then the body will keep sending brain message, give me this stuff, give me this chemical. And then even when you are miserable, your brain will give you some positive outlook. Like I started one practice in the ashram some years ago called blessing journal. Every day morning I would take out my journal and I would write a prayer for 5 devotees. 1-line prayer. Like for example, today I met a few of you. Like whoever I meet the previous day, I write a prayer for them. Just example, like for example, I saw Meeka. I was like Meeka. Then I write her name. Then I write 2 words will be common for every name. Krishna, please protect her from all dangers. Let her always remember you lovingly. It takes 1 minute, not even 1 minute to write 1 line. Then another name, maybe Ananjay. Krishna, please let him develop entrepreneurial skills or whatever. Some prayer for him. Then somebody else's name. Like that 5 names you write, 2-3 lines. Every day I was writing like this for a few days. Initially it was like force. Because we are not used to praying for others. We are only praying for ourselves. We live in our world, right? Initially, I remember once I wrote a line for some devotee. I wrote one prayer, Kishore Prabhu. He had some misunderstanding with me. I wrote a prayer for him. Krishna, please let him see how wonderful I am. Let him realize how wonderful. So that's a prayer for myself only. So we are so used to being full of ourselves. But when I wrote prayers for others every day, then one day I remember in the temple hall, I suddenly started feeling so much love come in my heart for everyone. One devotee was doing Aarti, I said, oh Krishna, let him always be happy. Then some children I saw running, I said, Krishna. Everybody, but everybody I was feeling love. And I was like, what is happening? Matajis are going, Prabhujis are like, Sab achhe hai, ISKCON is great, everybody is. I was like, what has happened to me? Then I realized because every day I'm practicing gratitude journal, blessing journal. So the body has started, in one sense, getting attached to these kind of hormones, happy hormones. So just 1 second, I'll come back to it. You got it? So it's good. I'm glad you raised this point. So let us positively explore this.
I have follow.
Wait, can I take her comment first and then come back to you, Prabhu? And then, yes.
So my question, Prabhu, is how to balance bhakti and maya?
Maya.
Yeah, because we are living, we are born in this world. So in order, Krishna has given us body. So we have to survive. For that we need food, shelter, and everything. For that we have to earn money. And then we need bhakti also, so that we get rid of this, so that we don't have to take another birth. So how to balance both?
I was telling a few others in this class today that we have to begin small. Don't make unrealistic. Don't think that you have to do a lot of things to come to Krishna. You have to balance. Balance means you want to give equal importance to everything, right? I'm not saying give equal importance to everything. I'm saying give little importance to Krishna. Don't make Krishna the center of your life. Give Krishna some place in your life. Krishna will one day automatically become the center of it. It's a big room which is your heart. Don't make Krishna the center. Give Krishna one corner in that room. But give time to Krishna every day. Little bit. And Krishna will balance. समझ में? थोड़ा समय दे दो कृष्ण.
But if I go to bhakti, I might leave maya. Means maybe I don't need to earn, I don't need to do anything because I'm so much into bhakti. But if I go into
You
maya,
are
I
thinking
don't
way ahead of time. मतलब बहुत आगे का सोच रहे हो. है ना? You are thinking ऐसा होगा, ये होगा, ये होगा. See, Krishna is not. See, you are scared of Krishna. You are thinking I have to give up everything. You are fearful of Krishna. That's why I said, don't worry. You don't have to. Krishna will not take away anything that is inauspicious in your life. Sorry, he will not take away anything that is auspicious in your life. He will take away only that which is inauspicious. If something is not good for you, that he will take. Right now you are very afraid. You are thinking, if I come to Krishna, I will have to leave my family. I will have to leave my job, my children. Krishna is not like that. Krishna will fill your heart with so much joy. I spoke about Kirtana Mataji just now, who died. She never left her family. She was with her grandchildren, her daughter, her son, and she died a glorious death. आपको डर लग रहा है. आपको लग रहा है कि थोड़ा भी भक्ति करेंगे तो एक दिन इतना भक्ति करना पड़ेगा, सब छोड़ना पड़ेगा. है ना? तो डर लग रहा है ना? है ना? डर लग रहा है. नहीं छोड़ना. आप थोड़ा सा करो बस. हम आपको ऐसा बनने नहीं देंगे. हरे कृष्णा. Yeah, don't worry. See, Krishna will give you emotional fulfillment. Then you will only give up something which you don't need to have. I don't know any mothers who have given up their children for Krishna. In fact, if you love Krishna, you will love better your children, your family, your job. Everywhere you will do well. Because you will feel a sense of responsibility. You will feel a sense of, you will feel a sense of commitment to Krishna. Don't be afraid. I'll come back to you a little later. I'll take your follow-up question and then Prabhu's comment.
So, like when you're explaining, my experience was like when I hear different pastimes, like when it comes to Lord Rama's pastimes, and then again Vraja, and then different, like even during the Kartik month as baby Krishna. So in different leelas, I imagine like different things. So how do I? Is it okay just to try to experience whatever the devotees are experiencing in those pastimes, or should I mean, there is no limit to it, or I can just go with that imagination?
Ideally, we should follow scripture. It should be connected to scriptures.
Yes.
Otherwise, mental speculation can be dangerous.
Yeah. especially about whatever we are hearing the past and so like
Yes.
Prahlad Maharaj.
As long as you are hearing, that's healthy. That's healthy. That's good.
So probably like a nice class program and some similar, some personal experience also, like when I get up, like I get up and then thank everyone, like Guru Maharaj and my parents, and then finally Lord himself. But after a while, and like you said, initially when I did that, I had a very good feeling, and then I started doing that. And then after a while, it becomes kind of monotone. It becomes hard to actually focus, and then again thank with gratefulness and with the same emotion. Basically, what you said was like your brain or your mind is actually trying to look for some taste when you do that. And when it doesn't happen, then it's like a struggle. You get distracted actually at that point. Then your mind takes you somewhere else. And then, so I'm trying to, then what I do is, okay, now I'll include somebody else. Like, and suddenly I find that, oh, okay, this person has helped me. So, I mean, are we, it feels like artificial. It doesn't like naturally, it's not, because it's not stable. Like if I'm thirsty, I drink water and then that's natural. So the thirst is quenched. But here, I'm trying and struggling, to quench my thirst. Why is it not natural?
Rupa Goswami gives the example that it is natural for the child to walk. But when the child is born, the child can't walk. The child is learning, struggling to walk. But once he learns to walk, then walking, the natural innate ability of the child to walk manifests. Like when you're riding a bicycle, initially you may be struggling, falling. But once you become a pro, then you can comfortably ride the bicycle. Similarly, right now, coming back to Krishna seems to be a struggle. But once we practice regularly, then it becomes natural. See, your question is like asking, why is it that, okay, I'm asking a question, why is it that when I throw this smartphone up, why does it come down, why doesn't it go up? Why? Law of gravity. So there is law of gravity in this world because of which when you throw something it comes down. Similarly, there is law of gravity of consciousness. The consciousness naturally slips down because we are living in the material world. The whole idea is the mind, mana, buddhi, ahankara is the Maya Devi. They are plotting to keep us down in this material realm of consciousness. So that's the way it is. Instead of asking why it is like that, we should ask what can I do now to get out of this consciousness. One of the reasons why devotees get through depression, because they ask why questions. They should be asking what questions. Why my life is full of suffering? Why Krishna is doing this with me? Why this is not natural? Why I can't remember Krishna? It is appearing as if you are doing introspection. But when you ask why, then you don't excavate the reality, you create alternative reality. Because your mind cheats you. But if you ask, what can I do now to come closer to Krishna? You will access a deeper, real version of yourself. What can I do now to improve my relationship with Krishna? What can I do now? Try this. Like I'll give you a simple example. One person I know couldn't get along well with the boss. Why my boss and I are like oil and water? Why we can't get along? No. What can I do now to improve my relationship with my boss and get a good performance appraisal? Somebody got cancer. Why I got cancer? Why I am suffering so much? No. What is really meaningful for me? Look at the change that happened. So similarly, why this is so artificial? Why I am suffering? Why I can't remember Krishna? Wait, forget why. What can I do now to connect with Krishna? Okay, we'll stop, but we'll take one last comment. Two comments. Okay. Yes, Prema Mataji and then Ananda Mataji, and then we'll finish. आपको बोलना है आप फाइनल एक कमेंट 6 मार दो
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for
का जो काम पेंडिंग है या कोई भी हमारी एक्टिविटीज जो नहीं है वो सब उसी वक्त क्यों इतना इंटरनल सेंसेस क्यों हमारे
क्योंकि वो they know that is the time when they see it like this. I give a story to explain this. There was you understood a question, why are senses troubling so much during japa only? Rest of the time they are okay. It is because a story will help you understand this better. There was a mithai wala, one sweet maker, and he was making laddus, pedas, rasgulla, and he had his staff whom he was pampering a lot, whom he used to fulfill all their desires. One day suddenly he realized, I am like, my employees are taking me for a ride. I should be strict with them. So he became very strict. He cut off their perks. He made them work properly. And the employees realized our master is smart. So they said, we will get back to, but not now. Because right now, he is controlling and let him control. They waited. After 3 weeks, it was Diwali time. Diwali time, the mithai wala needed maximum support from his employees. That time, all his employees came together and said, we go on a strike. Fulfill our desires now, or we won't work. So that employer was on his knees. He was forced to help them. Similarly, we have pampered our senses. We have just done what the mind and senses are telling us. When they come to Hare Krishna, we realize, ये गलत है, this is bad, wrong. But then the senses cooperate. Okay, we wait. Because Diwali time is when? Japa time. That's when you need maximum support of your senses to connect with Krishna. Right? That's when the senses take their revenge. Amari mange puri. Give me what I want. Now. So that's why they protest. That's why you should know that this is a struggle, this will go on.
So probably how we have to कैसे इसको दूर करें वो धीरे-धीरे एक स्टेप तो ना आधा स्टेप तो but वो successfully
Tolerate और क्या? You're looking for shortcuts. How? Everybody asks how questions. How to do this? How to do this? इसका कोई answer नहीं. You do it by doing it. How to become sincere, Prabhuji? You become sincere by becoming sincere. ISKCON में ना how to do it questions are very popular. And there is no answer to that. Okay? Yes. Anandita Makali, and then last our Nadia Kumar Prabhu will say some final word.
Prabhu, my question is about self-care. So it is important to have self-care, but sometimes what happens is it becomes either lethargy or complacency, or you run to a guilt mode. In this, it's more like telling myself it's okay to take care of your own self. And it's important because otherwise you burn yourself.
Yeah.
So can you please comment?
So you are asking how to overcome the guilt or how to stop taking care of yourself or what?
No, it's like the importance of self-care basically.
Yeah. Basically you are looking for affirmation that I am doing alright by taking care of myself. My mind is telling me I am doing bad, I am feeling guilty, Prabhuji, please encourage me to take care of myself. So I encourage you to take care of yourself.
It's not more about affirmation, but I tend to slip of not taking care of myself.
Actually, this is the situation with most devotees I know. They feel extremely guilty for taking care of themselves. Self-care is a swear word. Relaxation is a swear word in ISKCON. It's a bad word. I gave a seminar on relaxation in one place to the top leaders, 15 leaders who are taking care of 150 core congregation, and that 150 people are taking care of the 5,000 member database. So basically these 15 are the main people. So these 15 people are sitting. I said, so today's seminar, 2-hour seminar I gave on relaxation. Everybody was nervous because they had never heard relaxation. So one of them couldn't keep quiet. He raised his hand and said, Prabhu, relaxation. Our devotees will just eat pizza and sleep. Who will run the temple? Do you know what is at stake here? So I said, did I say you should relax the whole day, every day? Did I say that? Am I telling you to be irresponsible? No, Prabhu, you are not saying that, but there is something not right here. And I asked them, why are you all feeling uncomfortable with this topic of relaxation? Because they realized, they said, because we have spoken about it, we have to do selfless service. So I said, okay, let us do an exercise. Relax. So they all sat like this. Inhale. Exhale. I said, okay, now when you inhale, what happens to your stomach? It goes in or comes out? So half the voices said in, half said out. I said, that means animals are better than you. Then I told them, put your hand on your stomach and now inhale. What happens to your stomach? In or out? In? In. I heard in. I heard out. What happens? Aap rakho, dekho. What happens? When you inhale, stomach comes out. So in that seminar, when I said this, one man still said in. So I said, now you know why you need to relax. The problem is, your managers, your leaders, authorities won't trust you. That's why they will never tell you to relax. And you also don't trust yourself. So it's a great combination. You are a great joy to any manager, any authority, because you don't trust yourself, and I can get a lot of job done because you don't trust yourself. So in every airplane they announce, first you put the mask on yourself, then put it on your child, take care of yourself. See, I trust you. I trust every devotee in ISKCON. You all are from good families. And if you take care of yourself, you will do more service for Prabhupada. I am not afraid of ISKCON not running on its own. So whenever you feel like that, call me. Sorry for saying that, but yeah, our devotees need to trust themselves. Relaxation is unfortunately a bad word. So बैठ भी नहीं सकते हैं, constantly looking at the walls, run, pick up the boxes. And then what happens to these devotees, because they don't know how to relax? They then start watching YouTube reels whole night. Because they need some relaxation. Relaxation means there should no electronic gadget, just relax. We don't know how to relax. That's why we need all this stimulation. We don't know how to embrace pain. We just, relaxation matlab live with the pain, be with yourself, be comfortable in your skin. We're just escaping all the time. So we come to devotional service, we do a lot of seva also out of escapism. We want to avoid our pain, so busy. But that pain will haunt you, it will come back to you. When you take care of yourself, face it. जहर मरने के लिए थोड़ा सा, पर जिंदा रहने के लिए बहुत पीना पड़ता है। तो वो पीना सिखाया नहीं हमको माँ बाप ने। बैठो पेन के साथ। Don't stimulate yourself, just relax. Krishna is there in your heart. Tesham sradayitanam vritam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam. Krishna will give you the intelligence to serve most effectively. Because you are more important to ISKCON than what you can do for ISKCON. We are not a project-centered community, we are a people-centered community. If people are taken care of, projects will flourish. If projects are taken care of, then people will be used as a resource, a disposable resource. So, self-care is most important. Even if you have to miss service and reschedule your service, that's fine. That happens, midlife crisis, devotees go through. There is a rites of passage, there are samskaras that are performed. At a certain age, you have to redefine your priorities. It's perfectly fine. Now you are going through your hormonal changes, you are growing older, your son is getting settled. So it's natural that you have to redefine your life, your priorities. But no authorities will encourage you that because service, temple has to go on. So you have to take responsibility for your life. Or you have to ask your spiritual master And if the spiritual master is willing to take responsibility for your life, he says, don't worry, I will take care of you. If he says that, and if you have confidence in his words, then you can just surrender. Otherwise, it is basic common human sense, to take care of yourself. I have not met anyone who has told me in ISKCON that I will take care of you for the rest of your life, just do what I am telling you. Nobody has told me that. In fact, they tell me to do seva, but then when I have problems, they say Prabhupada will take care, or Krishna will take care. But then I say, okay, if Krishna will take care, let service also come to me from Krishna. No, service I will give you, but problems, Krishna will take care. When I see that dichotomy, then I go to Krishna for service also. But if somebody is giving me love and attention and time and affection, then I am willing to do service. Like somebody told me, Prabhuji, can I give Brahmacharya class tomorrow? I looked at him, I said, my immediate question is, am I pleasing him? Because I want his blessings. See, I don't want to avoid service. I am not telling that take care of yourself and avoid seva. Because when we please others, we get blessings. So my simple yardstick. Why did I come to Houston for the first time? Because you called me. I was actually, Houston was not in the list. I am not an institutional person. First time, okay. Anila Mataji, Karavala Prabhu are calling me. I had already a connection with them. I came. And then I met Nadia Kumar Prabhu, I met Anandeshwar Prabhu. I started meeting devotees. Next year, I was more happy to come. Now I know so many devotees now. Now I know some children also. This year I met so many children. Vasari Kumar, then our Mika and her sister, then Ananjay, then I met his daughter, Kripa, and then I didn't meet Sri, the other girl, Sundar Gopal Prabhu's daughter. So basically now I'm connecting with the children also, slowly. So I know I'll get blessings, so come here. So can't avoid, because we get blessings. But that doesn't mean we ignore our health. Nobody has told me I will take care of you for the rest of your life. In fact, they'll tell me later, you should have told us that you need break, you need rest. Ultimately, responsibility is yours. Okay, we'll stop here and just one last, we'll stop here. One last Nadia Kumar Prabhu after final topic.
So Prabhuji, you said like how to chant and how to questions are there. And when you were replying to Raghunath Priya Prabhu's question, then you said why, and then we have to do what and how to do that. So I was just thinking both.
There are 3 questions, what, why and how. We should know when to ask what, why and how. We should be intelligent to ask the right questions, and we should have the intelligence to also know when not to use our intelligence. We should have the intelligence to keep our intelligence away. Sometimes we should hear classes not with the logical brain on. We should simply hear from Katha. Simply just allow the sound to come. So why is very important. When how questions are troubling you too much, start asking why. When why questions are depressing you, start asking what. When what question is making you ritualistic, ask why. Like that. What, why, how, mein घुमा कर रहने का. There is no one formula. You can't eat khichdi every day. One day you eat khichdi, one day you eat roti. Similarly, you need different questions to stimulate you, to keep you active. But the mind is very tricky. That is why we have to keep outwitting the mind. Okay, we'll stop here. I want to thank you very much for your kind attention and giving me an opportunity to serve you. Hare Krishna.
I think before Prabhu has written this wonderful